I think we're set. You know, I thought about this today. So yesterday I put up that I'm going to start doing some Wing Chun videos again. And then I made an announcement that starting May 15th, Wednesday, May 15th, we're going to start doing Wing Chun Wednesdays back here on the YouTube channel. And as I was enjoying my tasty cigar on this afternoon day here in Chicago when the weather is finally 70 degrees and it's nice and it's spring and all this crap, I thought, I'm going to lay some damn ground rules off the bat. So let's do that, shall we? Excellent. Here's the deal. Number one, I'm going to be teaching Wing Chun. Pretty simple. I'm going to be teaching Wing Chun off of everything that I've learned over the years, delivering it to the best that I can in its entirety to anybody who wants to consume it, anybody who wants to watch it, anybody who wants to view it. Plain and simple. I will talk about, and I will be more than happy to answer questions as much as I can in this video, which I've gotten over the years to hopefully satisfy anyone's question moving forward. Period. End of story. I'll be teaching all the forms. First form, second form, third form. I already did the dummy. The dummy is broken down into 7 parts on YouTube, which you can check out on this YouTube channel. I may be revisiting it again. I don't see why not. It was fun to do. I like doing it. We'll do the pole form and the knife form. I have no problem with either one of those. My lineage, for those who've wondered, I've been involved in Wing Chun since 1998. When I stopped wrestling, I boxed for a little bit. Been wrestling since I was 12 years old. After I got out of high school and after I dropped out of college and after I went into the bar industry, I wanted to find something that suited me. I found Wing Chun by accident. I've been training Wing Chun since 1998. I've had 3 formal teachers, and I will not give my opinions. I will not give my viewpoints. I will just say who they are. Danny Halligan, Philip Nearing, Syed Ahmad. Those are the 3 formal teachers that I have had while training in Wing Chun. I don't care what any one of them say about me, and I've got some good things to say about some of them, and I've got some things that I'll keep to myself about the other ones of them. This channel, when we wind up talking about Wing Chun, I started to do some more. I haven't researched Wing Chun in years, and when I started looking at it last night on YouTube, I started realizing once again one of the main reasons that I wound up leaving teaching martial arts, and that's the politics were almost as bad as politics. Holy crap. Once again, the comments never change. I started going through some of my older videos, the much skinnier me and the much younger me, and I started, man, people are still commenting. I'm the guy who hates Bruce Lee. Oh my gosh, let me see you spar. Let me see you do this. Let me see you do that. Holy crap. Here's some preliminary information. Number one, not going to spar. Not going to spar. Working in the bar industry, restaurant and bar industry all my life, and, well, not all my life, a lot of my life, and then being a cop since from 2001 till 2016. Guys, Wing Chun works for me. It works for me, and to be honest, I have no inclination to prove to you in a sparring context on a video whether or not it would work. That's up to you whether or not you can make it work for you. If you're in a business with me and I create massive amounts of paychecks, but I can't teach you how to create massive amounts of paychecks or income, then as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't work what I'm teaching. So it's more important to me that you wind up taking whatever skill set you get from me, and if you can apply that and you can change that in, or translate in that into some kind of fighting skills, then good on you. That's the point of any type of training. I know what I could do. I have a very large ego because I know my capabilities. So I'm in my mid-40s. I'm 44 years old. And for anybody who's like, oh, are you going to be sparring? Maybe someday I'll get a wild hair up my ass and I'll need to take a punch in the face. I'm older. I'm out of shape. I can't breathe, and I smoke cigars, and I like beer now lately. So, yeah, I don't find the need to spar with an MMA fighter just to get my ass kicked based on the concept of durability and endurance. So that's not happening. Let's see, what else is going to go on? Everything is going to be for the sake of training and application, which I've talked about for God knows as long as I've been on YouTube. There is training, there is application, and to give you the briefest concept of what that is like, I'm in a car. I'm in my car smoking a cigar. When you're in a car and you first learn how to drive a car, your hands, you have to be 10 and 2 at the wheel. Driver's ed. You have to look in the rear view mirror every 7 seconds. You have to sit there, use your turn signals before you turn. You have to obey the speed limit. If it's 35, you go 35, no exceptions. You have to take the test to make sure you pass. I've been driving now for 30 years. 30 years. And I can now drive, I don't like to admit this, texting, smoking a cigar with my knees, and sipping on a beverage if I need to. You know your car. You're one with your car. This car is now a part of me. I love my Acura. It's part of me. I can swerve potholes. I could drive downtown in the city of Chicago. And if you've ever driven in the city of Chicago, you know how everyone is a jag-off when they drive. You drive when you manage to obey the laws, miss potholes, watch out for cab drivers who are off their rocker, and you still drive. There's training, the driver's ed. Then there's the application, which is real life. I started watching videos again yesterday, and once again, people are putting up pressure testing videos. Oh my God, here we go again. And the comments in these other guys' videos, oh, this is not sparring, and let me see it under full sparring. You know, here's my one concept. And there are some guys out there challenging each other in schools. This is my 2 cents for anybody who even remotely wonders about my skill set and you want to touch hands with me. If I'm the victor of the circumstance, am I going to gain you as a student? Am I going to gain you? Are you going to then pay me to teach you? If you are not willing to pay me, if you are not willing to meet my fees, then there's no need to wind up exchanging to see who's got the better skill set. Because if I lose, I sure as hell am not going to you to learn that lesson. I'm not willing to pay you. I love Wing Chun. It is my passion. It is something that I fell in love with, and I don't feel the need to mix in, to find other ground fighting applications, to find other this applications. I just care about this, and that's all I care about. I care about delivering the best version of Wing Chun that I have. That's that moving forward. I'm going to break down everything, and going back into the skill set, we'll talk about a paksao. And then we'll talk about how it fits in real life application in the concept of what all 5'7", 220-pound, 44-year-old out of shape Dominick Izzo views for the paksao in the moment in which it's given to him. It's a conversation and a dialogue. I know how to use every word in the English language. My dialogue and my conversation is going to change with whoever is talking to me. You guys got to start comprehending that. And I know a lot of you do. The Wing Chun that I absolutely embrace is very ruthless. It is meant to sit there and that fight as brutally and decisively as possible. It goes back to the root of what are you training for? You're training to win a fight at all costs. I'm not training to beat someone up. I'm not training for self-defense. I'm training that, God forbid, you want to put your hands on me in a very malicious way. It's going to be the worst day and probably the last day of your life. And I hope to God I have the best lawyer out there. That's the way that you have to look at it mentally. And that's the way you have to train for it. Other than that, you're not training Wing Chun. You're training martial arts for fitness and for meditation and longevity. That's completely fine. There's nothing wrong with that as well either. Other things I've been asked. Yes, the brilliance in what I've learned over the years and the several people that I've learned from has really given me an open eye to fit in what Wing Chun meant for me. And it's like anything else. You know, there's certain things that aren't open to translation. It's daytime. The sun is out. It's not open for translation that I feel that... this is, it's nighttime. And like, I don't mean to use this, I don't mean to insult anybody, but it's like the trans argument. If somebody wants to identify as a woman for that day, that's great. If you still have a penis between your legs, you're still a man. It's not open to interpretation. So as far as that goes, that's the beauty of the things, the basics in Wing Chun, the formulas for making your body discover the tools of Wing Chun. You translate them into dialogue. And again, I gave you the car analogy. I'll give you the paintbrush analogy. Everybody is taught how to hold a paintbrush a certain way when they first learn how to paint. You're taught how to mix the colors. You're taught how to use the canvas. After a while, the lighting is going to be different from somebody else. You and I could have the same bowl of fruit, and I've said this before. You'll paint the style of Monet, and I'll paint the style of Picasso, and we looked at the exact same thing. We both had paintbrushes. We both had paint. We both had water. We both had the same lighting. Everything is different different than a matter of perspective. So I will do what I do, which is just give you the tools. I will give you the delivery of this is what it is to me through the guise of differences too. I may talk about Sam Kwok influence and a lesson I learned under him, a Philip Nearing lesson, and then I'll give you an interpretation from Simon Lau through Syed. There's always ways of things that are going to be delivered, and none of them are wrong. You know, one of the things that we've talked about for years is that I've never seen anybody in any kind of fight get punched in the mouth, get up and say, ooh, that was a good hit. Was that a taekwondo punch? Was that a boxing punch? Was that a kempo punch? What kind of punch was that? You got hit. The job was done. Very simple. School-wise, no, I will not be opening up another school. At least in Illinois, will not be happening. Being a business owner was a fantastic experience for me. My heart was not into it at the time. I was a very lousy teacher when I owned that gym because I was dividing my time between my police department, relationships, issues in my police department, trying to maintain students, and then bad decisions with people that I brought in that gym. My head was never into it. And towards the end of 2016 going into 2017, I didn't give a crap about teaching anymore. I didn't care. It was not my passion, and I barely gave lessons. I showed up and I let students teach, and that was it. My head was not in the game. So I've taken enough time off, which is great, to come back with a very clear head and a very deep passion, and looking at it as a student all over again. So everybody's more than welcome to put their comments in and voice what they want, and oh, this would never work in a fight. This is for this is for that. That's what we do. And that's how martial arts is always going to be, because, nobody's really willing to get in there and bare knuckle, no mouth guard, go in there and just tune each other up. You're not willing to do it. And those days are few and far in between. There's some guys who are willing to do it, but for the most part, nobody is. And in the end, it's that saying from the beginning, good martial arts looks like shit, but it works very well. Bad martial arts is great for the movies, but it doesn't work at all. So, those are the directions I'm going. And then going back to my going to the business aspect of it, just to answer this general question, no, I'm not going to be talking about the last guy who was on the channel with me. He's a victim of his own destructive path, and I have nothing good to say about him as a human being. Brilliant when it comes down to designing a school, phenomenal teacher, very passionate about it, but he's just a dog shit piece of trash human being, and I really couldn't care less. So that's everybody who asked about the relationship that ended there. I gave somebody space, and I let them have free reign, and I got to take advantage of it. My fault, plain and simple. Other than that, guys who I will be continuing to speak to in the martial arts community, I don't speak to anybody. I haven't spoken to anybody in a long time. The only people that I do keep in touch with is the Indianapolis Wing Chun and the Naptown Wing Chun crew. If you truly want some brilliant perspectives on Wing Chun, you have to look at Sean McGuire and Clint Cloys, Casey, Couch. The leaps and bounds that they've taken over the years, it's blown me away. Clint and Casey and Sean went overseas last month and did a seminar, and it blew me away thinking about, 6, 7 years ago, we couldn't even get Sean in a video. Sean would sit there quiet, and he was so humble. Now, he's one of the greatest teachers online, as well as in person, obviously, but he's one of the greatest teachers online there is right now. His ability to convey material is fantastic. Clint has always been there. Their students, too. Christine, if you guys haven't seen Christine, one of the only females that I really know in Wing Chun, last time I touched hands with her, I was blown away. Just their skill level and how they develop is fantastic. And Steven, oh, geez, if that guy's still training, you take a punch from Steven, and it's good night. That kid is an animal, and that was one of the best exchanges, and I wish somebody saw the video of Steven and I going at it. That was one of the best exchanges I've ever had, because that was true pressure testing. Chisao, yes, I love Chi Sao. There will be a lot of Chi Sao coming into play. That's how we pressure test in Wing Chun. There's no punching range, there is no trapping range, there is no kicking range, there is no grappling range. Everything is just fighting range, it's contact range. And we'll talk about that as time goes on, that once you make contact in any part of a body, you're pretty much in the range you need to be in to either get a hit or grapple or do whatever and make sure the fight is over. So you have to be able to understand that and not go actively trying to go within ranges and whatnot. Trapping range doesn't exist. It just a punch to the face could be trapping range. And that goes back to the concept of you're the common denominator against everybody you fight. You're going to fight taller people, shorter people, doesn't make a difference. Oh, that, pretty much the ground rules going forward. I'm excited. I'm going to be doing a lot of solo work, a lot of partner work. Really, the drills that you can watch on YouTube and then duplicate with another person. But understand something. There's something called invisible Wing Chun. Things that can't be taught. You can be taught all the footwork in the world, all the balance, all the strikes and the punches and all that stuff. But when it comes to time to having the conversation in a context of exchanging those blows and that footwork and whatnot with a live partner, that's the stuff that can never be taught by a teacher, and you have to discover that on your own. And that's usually when people, oh, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. And it's simply it's the same thing I've said a million times. Everybody says it's not the teacher, it's the student. It's not the art, it's the student. It's always the fighter. It always is 100%. So I'm really looking forward to coming back to Wing Chun. I've been gone far too long. I've missed it for quite a while. I'm older. I still don't like Bruce Lee, the Bruce Lee culture. I still love Wing Chun. It is still something that I'll put hands down on anything, but that's just me because I'm a lunatic at 44 years old. Yeah, I'll take a punch by somebody younger, stronger, faster, bigger, taller, longer reach just to get in there and get one satisfying blow and be the old man that I've turned into. But and training is it too, guys. I don't train for fitness. I love being strong. I love eating pizza. I love smoking cigars, and I love being thick and massive and using that in any context I have. The bottom line is I love the art of Wing Chun. I love the concepts and the techniques and the end result, and I love Chi Sao, and I love adapting that and everything else. And the only thing I can offer is to translate that into entertaining videos for you to enjoy, to engage you, so that you'll find this much education and discover if you like it or not for yourself. Understand, the main goal of anybody to teach is to educate. Mine's not. You want to watch it for fun purposes, please do. But in order to educate, you have to engage somebody, and the way you engage them is through entertainment. So understand that's what YouTube is off the bat. It's 100% entertainment. If you do wind up getting something from it, that's fantastic. Then that's kind of great on there. Other than that, any questions you guys have, please put in the comment section. Please like this video. Hit the bell. Hit the subscribe button. Is the bell still around? I don't even know how that goes. And I'm looking forward to, even from the very first lesson, talking about that centerline punch and drawing back, centerline punch, and how you got to do it 1,000 times on one side, 1,000 times on the other side, and how that punch is the nucleus for everything, even though it has nothing to do with anything. Then you'll understand the importance of why we all love this art in the first place. And hopefully, Wing Chun will find a special place in your heart like it did in mine, and you will make it your own someday. So that's it. Talked about my lineage. My favorite lineage was the Simon Lau's lineage, just to let you know. Simon Lau, Steve Lee Swift, and I don't talk to anybody, but I got a soft spot for Sifu Justin Ock from Florida. I love that guy. He's been nothing but good to me. There are some people who've been fantastic to me. Light Burley, 52 blocks. I cannot say enough about that man. You guys want a fantastic teacher, non-Wing Chun related, you go to 52 blocks. Light Burley, if you're in New York, get a hold of him. But that guy is just, he's such a genuine, kind man, and I have nothing but good things to say about him. Clint, Sean, Casey out in Indiana, they spent a lot of time in Gary Lamb's school developing the skill sets from him. Who else would I like to promote, if anybody? I've never spoken to him, but over the years I've said it. I absolutely agree with Sifu Klaus Brand, who came from the Lung Ting lineage, who understands the rigidity, the tenseness, and the solid aspect of fighting, where you are stiff and you're under pressure and your muscles tense up. And I mean, other than that, there's been a lot of people who've been really good to me over there. Jai Harmon. Wait, how can I not say this? Jai Harmon and Wai Zhang Peng. Yeah, if there's any persons on this planet I would ever learn from, it would be Jai. That guy's a killer. That guy puts his money where his mouth is. And if you're in Wing Chun and you think that, you want to dispute him, keep it to yourself. Sean's the same way, only Sean is much kinder. Taking a punch from Sean McGuire, Clint Cloys, Casey, it's enough to replace your morning coffee. So there's so many good things I can say about people, but for the most part, I won't be associating with the Wing Chun community while doing these videos. I won't be involving other Wing Chun people in these videos yet. I haven't determined yet. My mind could change. But, yeah, I know there's probably people I'm forgetting. David Peterson, he's always been good to me. I can't say anything bad about him either. But he's another gentleman. Yeah, Sifu David Peterson, he's always been a very kind man to me, and has always spoken nicely about me, or to me. I don't know what he says about me, but he's always been spoken nicely about me. There's a ton of guys in the Chicago area. I don't care. Other than that, before anybody asks me who should they go research, go. Everybody. Go in there. Everybody's full of shit. And everybody does have the answers. So I'm not going to be starting some lineage war talking about how much I still don't like William Chung, or how much Lung Ting under the Keith Kernspet years did produce the best fighters on the planet. Eamon Bostepi and Norbert Mayday, and even Sergio, Sifu Sergio. I mean, he's taken things to a new height, and I like him as a person. He's so passionate about stuff, but I don't feel the need to go hunting people down to further where I'm at, because I love my skill set. I love where I'm at, and there comes a point in time where you add too much paint to the art that it's no longer the original masterpiece that you painted, and it becomes too open to interpretation to not just everybody else but to yourself. It's good to question yourself, but when you doubt yourself by excessive questioning, you have a problem. Wing Chun was meant to keep it very simple, and that's what I want to do. Your comments are always welcome. It's very easy to get a hold of me. And that's that, guys. So I just wanted to do this preface video before I start filming videos for Wednesday, May 15th. I know I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to be like, shit, I should have talked about that. Sparring, pressure testing. People I have a problem with, people I won't be associating with, people who could shove it up their ass. Yeah, I really don't care. That's it. I have no problem being the jag-off of Wing Chun and being alienated and keeping outside of the circle. It never really bothered me in the first place. But that's that. I appreciate the support over the years, guys. I'll see you Wednesday, May 15th for Wing Chun Wednesdays. Oh, shit! Yes, I knew I would forget about him. Russ Sichan and Phil Hartstrom. Phil Hartstrom, right? Phil, his student Phil. Yeah, the Daily Philip is his YouTube channel. Yeah, see, I'm always going to forget somebody. Those are other guys who are just fantastic. Russ has the real shit too. And Phil's just a badass, man. See, Phil's a badass. He's in shape, he's ripped, and his skill is set. Dude, that's not a fight I'd pick. It's on that one. Anyways, I knew I would forget somebody, and I'm probably going to forget somebody else. So if along the way I do forget somebody else, I will mention you in the next video, but doesn't mean I want to have any association with you. That's about it, guys. I'm keeping this all to myself, keeping this with you, and I will see you guys on the next video.